A pleasant good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. Now, I feel so much pressure to do well. To be honest, I am not an academe and a newbie university president of 1 year and 2 months, and less than a year as an ALCO-COA accredited university. Perhaps you would ask why I embarked on this journey. And the topic you gave me to speak about is probably one of the motivations that inspired me to sit as university president of City of Malabon University. My mother said, education is the greatest social equalizer, and this holds true. But giving an education that will truly transform lives goes beyond the four walls of the classroom. It all begins from the womb of the mother. The development of a child begins in the mother's womb, and their brain development becomes essential from 0 to 59 months. And because of lack of attention given to this, in a study last 2019 by UNICEF, stunting and undernutrition, we lose about US 3.1 billion a year due to losses in individuals and societal productivity. Still not convinced? A 2019 study by DevEx claims we have a shortage between 800,000 to 1 million skilled workers in the field of construction, architecture, and engineering. What about other industries? Hospitality, travel, finance. We are talking of millions more of talent shortage. It means the underdeveloped brains from age 0 to 59 gave this impact. So when we speak of education, investment must begin at birth. In Malabon, we embarked on the first 1,000 days, or F1KD, by crafting an ordinance. And from this, we institutionalized programs such as breastfeeding advocates, establishment of a milk bank and regular donation programs, our famous KKC program, or Karinderya para sa Kalusugan ni Chikiting. From these programs, how did we fare? The breastfeeding advocates grew from 126 to 196. And every Wednesday, we hold a breast milk donation. And last year, for 2020, we were able to collect a total of 315,040 milliliters and was able to provide milk for 209 babies. The KKC program, we produced a manual to share with various LGU and our stunting statistics from 2015, which was 12.08%, went down to 5.9% in 2019. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic in 2020, it rose to 9.05%. By developing these youngsters, we reduced the number of productivity loss. From safeguarding the nutrition status of these children, we continue their development as we have invested in 32 child development centers and provided scholarship programs for over 20 daycare teachers. Maybe some of you don't know, it is not a requirement for a graduate of teacher education to man the city-funded daycare, but we have changed that in Malabon. The ECCD Council consistently recognize our efforts. As we fall short of the brick and mortar CDC, we identified over 90 home-based centers, which means the curriculum offered in the brick and mortar CDC is also being delivered in these homes. It was made possible by partnering with Save the Children. Why was this important to us? Like what I have said from the start, brain development at this age is essential, and here they get to develop cognitive skills, motor skills, literacy, social and emotional skills, and language development. Then these children are all adopted into the K-12 program of DepEd. And they are in DepEd. We continue our support by continuous improvement of the schools. Most notable is providing computer laboratories and smart TV for all classrooms. The computer laboratories proved to be useful during the pandemic, most especially as City of Malabon University embarked on e-Nanay tutorials. E-Nanay was one of the community programs of our university which was vastly covered by the media. The university saw the challenge of some mothers in answering the modules assigned to their children. And to make them feel comfortable, the students of College of Teacher Education stood as tutor for these nanays. We focus on grade 1 to 5 as we believe these are the ages where study habits are still forming. 50 of these e-nanay graduated last December, and we now have moved on to another set of 50 nanays needing of tutorials. This project not only helped these mothers to be better equipped, but we instilled in our students one of our core values, obras pias, to be men and women for others. And now, I will speak about our transformation journey at the City of Malabon University. We first reviewed our vision and mission. We asked ourselves if it was still relevant. Was it something that has been fulfilled? And we were not even 1/10 of fulfilling our vision. We then audited if the vision resonated in every aspect in the university, in academic, operations, student development, and organizational culture. This is where all the skimming began, and lightning speed worked towards our vision. First was the physical changes. What perfect time to construct when no students are in school, and we continue to construct up to this day. The idea is to create laboratories for college. We want to deliver a more experiential, real-world feel for education. For example, the College of Business and Accountancy will have a business center as a laboratory, and services that will offer would be similar to the business center you see in hotels. Emailing, temporary secretaries, and even bookkeeping. The College of Arts and Sciences house our bachelors in journalism, and we all have seen this rapidly changed overnight. This August, as the school year opens, the podcast and remote broadcasting laboratory will be functional. In here, we will develop our students to create CMU 6 o'clock news to be broadcast in our YouTube CMU channel. They will also have podcasts with various content from global news to lifestyle. These two examples will actually prepare our students for relevant skills as they face their workplace. Safety and security is a concern for everyone. And as we renovated our guardhouse into a 2-story structure, which will hold over 32 CCTV cameras all over the campus, physical harm is not the only thing we are preparing for, but there are other potential bad elements that can happen, such as drugs, harassment, and more. And to answer this, we have appointed a focal person to create guidelines and policies. We also injected into our physical education subject self-defense. Self-defense modules in partnership with tag team sports management. Self-defense can help them now as they commute, going to their part-time work, or even going to school. Employee development. Besides the webinars, seminars, and capability building, we created committees to make operation and management of the school more inclusive. We wanted to create a family culture. As we slowly offer again our master's program, these employees are offered scholarship slots for them to engage in higher degrees. Yes, you heard me right. We simply suspended our graduate programs for one semester, simply because we felt they were not worth the money it was being offered for. We went back to the drawing board and created a more relevant and up-to-date curriculum that will be friendly to working people. And we are ready this coming September. Quality is our top priority. Faculty development. Since our accreditation process, our management team has been aggressively recruiting faculty members. The faculty we recruit and develop will be the pillar of quality education. To better equip our current faculty roster, we started with a program called the BED Talks. BED is an acronym for the Business of Education Development Talks. Monthly kamustahan, faculty nights, wherein the Academic Affairs Office shall invite esteemed speakers from various industries to share their expertise, perspectives, and advocacies, and in the process, create a climate of exchanges of ideas and opinions. It is also the venue for the faculty to bring up any concerns or challenges they are experiencing. This is part of faculty development to expand the knowledge, spark ideas, and widen mindsets. To date, we flaunt speakers such as Senator Bam Aquino, who spoke about social enterprise. Dean Francis of LPU Laguna spoke about investing in higher education for self-development. Director Rolando Lansigan of National Privacy Commission spoke about the Data Privacy Act, and lined will be topics about Asian economics and many more. We also created another faculty classification called the guest lecturer. A guest lecturer classification is being created to provide the students quality and experiential education, as these experts are industry practitioners. More than practitioners, they are game changers in their industries. Currently, we have about 32 guest lecturers. As we speak, our Administrative Council is crafting a resolution in implementing education assistance for well-deserving faculty members going for higher education. To further strengthen our development, we embarked on partnerships, Microsoft and Cisco for our technological advancement, City of Malabon Polytechnic Institute to provide national certification on certain skills such as events planning, bookkeeping, and more. The Jesse Robredo Foundation to provide guidance in crafting our Masters in Public Administration focused in good governance. Kaya Natin Foundation for our Bachelor in Social Work focusing on NGO management. Save the Children to assist us as we advocate and continue to offer Bachelor in Early Childhood Development. City of Malabon Business Association Incorporated to be the future employers. Educacion.ph to expand employment network. Caritas Manila to provide education assistance for students. Smart Communications, who provided 5,500 SIM cards, which we loaded with 500 pesos. Tag Team Sports for enhancement of our sports development. Academic development is strengthened not only by the partners formed and faculty development, but also through the institutionalizing of curricular review, which was a 3-day seminar that every college reviewed collectively. It was a long and tedious process, but definitely worth it. From this process, we have developed newly revised curriculums with skills relevant until 2030. And to assist our students, we created the CMU Open Notes. It is a platform wherein students can share notes, faculty share their lectures. So even before the student enrolls in a class, he or she can do advanced readings. Because the library was not as accessible to the students, the CMU Notes was like a community platform to use to share past assignments and past projects. Student development. I often hear that universities must be student-centered in being progressive. At CMU, we are proud to say that we are not student-centered. Rather, a center for student development. This philosophy was the pillar of the reorganization of the Student Affairs Office. The two phases may sound similar, but a vast difference in terms of implementation. I thought of being a parent, especially the guilty parents who work tirelessly, and when they get home out of this guilt, the definition of child-centered is that all decision is based on what the child wants. It definitely centered, but not developmental. Development is a process that creates growth, progress, positive change, and in our case, we aspire a change in their economic status. The Student Affairs Office began by developing webinars that will focus on the students' expansion of awareness on how they relate to the world and what careers are possible for them. We call this the Mind Talks. The Mind Talks are a series of talks every Thursday for various students in the city of Malabon University. The Academic Affairs Department shall invite various individuals to speak about their success stories. These series are meant to complement the development of our students, and the stories of these individuals serve as an inspiration. We categorize the theme of the talks and the personalities to invite based on the college. We further shook the campus by adopting new guidelines and framework for our student organization. The previous landscape. There were several student organizations, but most, if not all, did not directly benefit the students and their welfare. They did not contribute to the development of the students and the CMU community as a whole, nor were they able to impact society and the place where we are. In short, no one left a mark to anyone and wherever it may be. The accreditation guidelines was not established. The establishment of the student organizations was sporadic. Most of the officers simply inherited the position from president, passed on to vice president, to secretary, and so on. There were no clear election process, nor retention of accreditation. Because of the pandemic, the student organization were paralyzed because of various reasons, namely IATF guidelines and communication challenges. Based on our audits, all student organizations had no presence of any declared programs nor accreditation certification for Student Affairs Office. It is also not clear what advocacies each organization promoted. We then went back to the very purpose of student organizations for student development, which is broaden the student experience, learning additional skills, develop time management, planning, resourcefulness, leadership, teamwork, flexibility, and organizational skills, promotes innovation and sharing of ideas, provides networking. We needed to revitalize. We need to create a new set of student organization which is more inclusive and provides an encouraging environment for everyone. It is supposed to align with the CMU vision and mission to contribute to the student development. It will exhibit the talents and skills of our students. Each type of student has an organization they can join. We identified 6 pillars to anchor their advocacies, which will contribute to our vision. The 6 pillars are academic and education, community service, media and public, arts and culture, recreational and sports, and spiritual. we shall call 10 mother organization societies. It brings a sense of pride, exclusivity. We have provided guidelines for each proposed student organization and the expected output annually. We created more inclusive and democratic form of establishing a student organization. This is my last term as city mayor, and how I am ensuring that these initiatives continue. By the end of the year, the City of Malabon University shall be declared as a local economic enterprise. Why is this so important to me? Malabon is a tiny city located at the northern tip of Metro Manila. We are surrounded by Caloocan, Davotas, Valenzuela, and Bulacan. We do not have the luxury of land to expand buildings or even create economic free zones, nor can we develop skyscrapers to house call centers. How can we progress as a city? It lies in the human resource we can develop. If the world has a shortage of talent in the workforce, the City of Malabon University is determined to be part in fulfilling that gap. The economic progress we have in the city lies in the people, and we need to convert them into sought-after workforce. We do not aspire to be the #1 university, nor do we aspire to be the best. Our dream is simple: to provide for the Philippines and the world a talented workforce. Because by doing so, we can truly fulfill the vision. CMU is the home of the city's scholars and is envisioned to be the center of excellence, which shall bridge the learners to attain a higher standard of living by providing a highly cognitive and value-laden education. CMU exists to deliver education that will be a social equalizer. This is Mayor Len Oreta. A pleasant good afternoon to all. Happy 25th anniversary, silver anniversary. Congratulations, Alcu. Maraming salamat.